like we can run the table. I really do.
Giants looking for a stop. They're going to air it out. Rodgers does this better than anybody. End zone, Cobb, touchdown! Unbelievable! This to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good! The Packers are moving on! Aaron Rodgers has done it again!
Grassy Posse Packer Nation, welcome to another episode of Padcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan. But it sure does help. God, I can't even get through this intro right now. This is, God, I haven't been looking for, I feel sick. I feel terrible. I mean, you know what it is. You know the Packers aren't in the playoffs, and so it just happened to be the day after we find out they're not in the playoffs, and we have to interview a Vikings fan. And who else are we gonna bring on but Gregory Daniels, the biggest Viking shit talker there is?
Woo!
And so with that, for I want to say like the fourth time on the show, we just keep on bringing you back. You're like a tumor that just won't go away, Mr. Gregory Daniels. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask how are you, but hey there.
Well, Tom, now that you asked, I'm doing great. I'm doing so good. I have a question for you right out of the gate.
Yeah, bud. Yep.
So I'm just curious if you played any kind of lead-in of my appearance earlier this season prior to our speaking here.
You know, I did
Okay.
about 2 episodes ago. I said, "Oh crap! Yep, we got to interview another Vikings fan. We're gonna be doing that again." And but you know what?
Believe.
Go ahead.
I believe I may have made 1 or 2 comments regarding your team, which I don't want to shine my own shoes here, but I'm pretty sure I basically nailed your season to a T.
Yep.
Starting that very week,
Yep.
as I recall.
Yeah, in case you don't know what he's talking about, we had Mr. Gregory Daniels on. What was that, week 3, 4? So it was somewhere time earlier in the season. Yeah. And we had this guy on, and the theme of the episode was me bragging that we were going to win a Super Bowl in your stadium. That's literally what the title of the episode was called.
Oh my God.
Wow,
that was wrong.
Was wrong. But the theme was, Gregg kept saying, "Man, you got to keep Aaron Rodgers healthy. You got because if he goes down, your season's essentially shot to shit." And then if I'm not mistaken, you then bashed Jordy Nelson, who has been a ghost ever since that episode.
I did more than a little bashing of Jordy Nelson. Yeah.
So, I would say that you nailed that season because you texted me as soon as he went down and was like, "I did this." Like, I did this to you.
Oh, man. And to be clear, I was in no way cheering for an injured player.
Oh, no.
I didn't know how long he was going to be out yet, anything like that. In jest, it was just it was oddly prescient.
Oh yeah.
So I've decided to start my first start a business where I do some palm reading and stuff because apparently I've got a gift.
Yeah, you definitely do. And I think the best part is because when we were texting earlier, like I was looking back at our older texts, and the best part about it is the day that he gets hurt, you text me, "Oh, he'll be fine. He's gonna get up. He's fine." And then I just go, and then you go, "Oh shit, he just got carted off."
Oh man! It sounds like I'm taking joy in this, but I take no joy. No joy in this.
None at all. So you know what? I'll give you credit where credit is due.
Thank you. That's all I asked for.
And that you predicted on this show. There is proof of it. Saying that Aaron Rodgers is the glue that holds this team together, and without him, we fell apart. And that
Before it was a hot take.
Yeah.
Before it was a hot take.
Yeah, and everyone's just riding off your coattails now.
Pretty much.
So that being said, going back to that, before we look to the disgusting future, because I feel like what I'm looking at right now is like Back to the Future 2, right? Like when Marty goes back in and like Biff has taken over, and it's like the worst timeline, because this is what's currently happening for Packers fans, is that just the potential of you guys like playing every playoff game in your stadium, going to the Super Bowl in your stadium. It's just so bad. But I'm gonna push that to the side for a second. I'm gonna push it to the side.
Say it again, Tom.
Listen, put the tissues away. I swear to God, if I hear one moan on this podcast, we're done.
Man.
All right. So, because this was a topic of contention when the game happened, did you think that was a dirty hit on Rodgers? Because it seemed like the Packers fans were like, yeah, and of course Rodgers was very vocal about it.
I'm not going to say anything that hasn't been said a bazillion times already.
Yep.
But because you asked,
yes,
I think it's hilarious that anyone thinks it's a dirty hit.
Okay.
It's clearly, he was clearly in motion, clearly moving towards Rodgers. And Rodgers is a soft bitch, and he's always been a soft bitch.
Okay,
so of course
you know what? You could have just said something.
Because he's a soft bitch. Okay?
You know what?
That guy whines if a defender so much as breathes on him. And clearly, because he knows he's made of brittle bones. Apparently, that's why he's been so afraid of being hit all these years. He's soft.
He's not drinking his
Ovaltine.
Soft
and squishy, except he's not squishy. He's brittle. He's soft and brittle.
So okay,
somehow.
so let me.
I didn't know that's possible.
He's like a graham cracker. That is just...
Guys made a graham cracker.
Okay, so all right, so you could have just said no. You could have just said it could have just been like, no, Tom, it wasn't a dirty hit. But okay, it's not a dirty hit. Okay.
Not a dirty hit.
All right, I hear you on that one. I am actually a little bit inclined to agree with you that it didn't seem like a dirty hit. If anything, he could have moved his weight off a little bit, but I agree with no penalty, no suspension. I'm agreeing with you, so
all right.
I'm conceding that point.
Okay.
So that being said, ever since Aaron Rodgers went down, and by the way, hold on one freaking second. You called him a soft-ass bitch. The guy, I forgot about that for a second. The guy got like 13 screws in his collarbone. He came back after like 7 weeks. So you know what?
Yeah, threw 3 picks. Fucking sucks. You know he sucks.
Listen, Teddy Bridgewater, whose fucking leg, he was like dragging it onto the field. Everyone's like got a standing ovation, and he throws like a pick, his second throw.
You can't talk shit about Teddy until he starts again. All right, that was a beautiful moment.
It was. You know what? It really was. It was a really nice moment, and I'm not gonna lie. Like this is how bad it was. In a moment of weakness, I went onto your subreddit and I congratulated your fan base, and I was like, oh, like, you know, kudos to you guys. Like, you know, it really shows like how great your fan base is, considering like, you know, what happens with Teddy and you stuck by him, blah blah. I got massively downvoted, and every comment was "fuck the Packers," and I was like, you know what? This is why I can't do anything. This is why we can't have nice things.
Did you expect me to feel bad for you, Tom?
No, I did not, because you know what? You were just like, you were typing it out as I was deleting it.
Yeah, I might have been one of the ones. Who knows?
So you obviously have a lot to be happy about, right? Your team, it's not the Vikings of last year, the 5-0 collapse. Right, your defense has been consistent. Case Keenum, which neither of us would have ever predicted to have the season that he is having. Your offense is clicking after Dalvin Cook goes down. I mean, you guys are rocking right now. Yeah,
we're rocking and rolling, man.
So, I mean, for you, obviously the Packers being out is a feel-good moment for you. What's it like to win the North, even though you didn't deserve it?
Well, as you know, Tom, we've won the North 2 out of the last 3 years, so this is not really that foreign a feeling for me.
Oh my God, that's a disgusting statistic.
But since you asked, I'm loving it, but I got to side with Zim, and that it's a great feeling and everything, but it's totally not what this team is capable of.
Mm.
I think this team is capable of really great things, and this is just going to be a step on the ladder towards where we want to go.
Okay. So you are. I want to hear it right now, and I already know your answer, but I'm going to make you say it. So you're telling me if Aaron Rodgers did not get hurt in that game, that you are still winning the North?
I think that the season is a lot more complicated. I think it's a lot more complicated but not because we do more poorly. I think we still probably beat you in that game.
Sure.
And I think that our season, the only real difference to me is that instead of the Lions nipping at our heels, it's you guys nipping at our heels all season. And that would make me really nervous because you can never count Rodgers out, until you're literally eliminated from the playoff hunt like you guys were this week.
The emphasis on that at the end, I just felt you stab me in the ribs. You were just like he was put on IR, right, Tom? Again.
Oh man, I tried.
I know you did.
To keep it cool.
I know you did. I know. Listen, this is how I was last year. This is we got this. It's okay. We're okay. We're all right. We're good. So all right. So right now you guys are clicking. You're fighting for home field advantage, right?
Fighting for home field.
You're most likely going to win on Saturday. Brett Hundley is playing. Our defense is decimated, and you guys have been kicking ass. So I don't doubt that you'll beat the Packers on Saturday.
I think we're going to handle you.
Yeah, and then who you playing last? Is the Bears?
Bears final. I'm going to be at that game.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Very excited.
That should be another easy win though. I mean, considering
I think
things considered.
The only way that's not a win is if we've already clinched and we sit everybody and yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. That's why I was optimistic for a hot second before reality slapped me in the face. That the NFC all of a sudden is wide open. In that,
pretty much.
Yeah, you have the Eagles and Case Keenum going. Yeah, Wentz. I'm sorry, Case Keenum. Wentz going
down, and that opens everything up.
Yeah, the Saints are they can go either way. The Falcons, they don't look as strong as they did. The Rams are coming out of nowhere. And I mean, if they play like they did against the Seahawks, good night everybody. But
except that we beat the Rams.
You did.
Handily.
Yes, you did. So
I'm not too worried about the Rams.
I mean, that being said, considering the state of the NFC. I mean, it's not impossible to think that you guys, you're
say it, Tom. You can get it. You can do it.
You got that. You may not miss a field goal at the end and get eliminated in the first round.
Obviously, you have not.
Best I could do. It's the best that I could do.
Obviously, you haven't watched our kicker lately.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna pretend that I'm not gonna do it. Listen, if you guys lose in the first round, I will get great joy out of that. I hope you know that. It's anybody besides it's nuclear holocaust and then root for the Vikings. That's where I am right now. And as you understand, because you would never be caught dead rooting for the Packers, I understand.
Never.
Yeah.
Ever. You guys winning this week would have helped us. And I could not have wanted anything more than what happened to you.
Yeah, you know what? And screw you guys, because you couldn't even beat the damn Panthers. That would have helped us out. And I'm I even picked you guys to win last week. And of course, that's the one you decide to drop. Because I just imagine Case Keenum was just you know what, guys, fuck the Packers. Let's call this one. Let's not give this to them.
Yeah, he certainly looked like he was planning to throw it.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And so before we get into the deep playoff run that may or may not happen, Teddy, obviously, he came back on Sunday. It was great to see him. Comes in the fourth quarter.
It was really, really, really beautiful.
It was a really nice scene. There was a standing ovation, and I was like, oh, that is very nice, because as you and I have talked about on this. I'm a big Teddy fan. You're a big Teddy fan. Everybody likes Teddy. No bad mojo towards Teddy. So obviously, at the end of the season, however it winds up, right?
Yeah.
You take the worst case scenario, meaning that you win a Super Bowl, and then you take the best case scenario in which you get eliminated very quickly. There's going to be that conversation after the offseason of do we see what I did there? Do we stick with Case Keenum or do we go with Teddy Bridgewater?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, where are you with that conversation, or does it depend on how the season ends?
Well, okay, obviously I have an extremely biased opinion on this,
yes.
So I'm not going to be telling you anything that you know my answer already is we're rolling with Teddy.
Yeah.
He's got the best long-term outlook if he has returned to form, and we're not quite sure about that, but the team is probably more sure about that. But if he's the guy that he was before he went down, then he's absolutely the guy. And also, okay, I got two more things to say on this.
What do you got?
The practical reality is I just don't think the team is going to have gone through everything that they've gone through with Teddy and then just be like, we're good, we're sticking with Casey. Yeah. I just don't see that scenario happening. Teddy's not going to have a lot of options. Like, there's not a lot of places that are going to be like, well, we don't know anything about you because you didn't play, but we want to give you a big fat contract. Like, I don't think he's going to have a lot of options. So, and it breaks my heart a little to even say that, but I just don't think that he's going to have a lot of places to go. And Minnesota has been behind him 110% this entire time. And he's, in many ways, even though there's a lot of fans who don't agree with this statement, I think it's true to say that he's still very much a heart of this team. I think that people really love him in the organization. They want him to succeed. I don't think that they will take that big a piece of their team and just toss him aside.
Yeah.
I just cannot imagine that happening. And I know that's an emotional take on it, but like it's a reality too. Like, this is a sports team.
Yeah.
And this is the most important position on that team. And this guy was always supposed to be the incumbent. And it matters a lot. And it's not performance on the field that has kept him from being the sure thing.
Yeah.
It's something that nobody can control. Blah, 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 blah. That's my opinion in terms of letting Teddy walk. In terms of keeping Casey around, I think you can make a case for it and a case against it. I'm a big Casey Keenum fan. I was so happy when we brought him on as QB3 because I knew that he could step in. He's totally exceeded all of my expectations, obviously.
Yeah.
But Vikings fans, and you'll know this, we are, I mean, my God, how many lightning in a bottle quarterbacks have we had in our lifetimes? If you're in your 30s,
yeah,
we have had
Brett Favre.
It's easily half a dozen of them. There's Jeff George, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, Brett Favre, Rich Gannon for a hot minute, Brad Johnson for a hot minute. I'm forgetting somebody. I mean, Gus Frerotte we had for a while. He was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had so many of these guys come in. They get hot. You think that they can keep it up, and they can't. And I don't want to. I want Casey to get paid. I just don't want the Vikings to be the one to do it.
I mean, because the guy is 29 years old. You know, he's
going to be 30 in January. He's 1 month away from 30.
Okay, so he's about to be 30 years old. I mean, looking at he doesn't have like a record of being amazing with all his other teams, but he's found success with you guys. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards. It's 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. He's not lighting anybody up, but
he's playing great, but he's definitely not. Yeah, he's not making it an impossible decision, really.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. He's not making any mistakes either, except for the Panthers.
Oh God, Tom. I mean, that's just not true. Honestly, I'm not here to talk trash on Casey. He's our quarterback for the playoffs. He's the guy, 100%. I'm going to be rooting for him like crazy, but he's got serious accuracy problems, big ones, like really bad ones. Like, he'll be throwing deep balls that receivers have to come back for consistently. The only time he really puts it in the right place in front of a receiver is on crossing routes. He's really good at those. Like, those are almost always right where they need to be. But the deep down the sideline pass that he loves to throw it, but he throws it under a lot, really often. And then sometimes he makes these really boneheaded passes where it's like he's trying to make magic happen, and sometimes it works, but the time that it doesn't, if it happens to us at the wrong moment, it's going to kill us.
Yeah.
and I'm putting on my Nostradamus hat here. All right, this is Casey is the biggest question mark we have in the playoffs. I think that if Casey plays like the guy he played like in the Rams game, if he plays like the guy he played like against the Quinton Bengals this week, if he's that guy, the safe, consistent, just enough quarterback, we have a shot.
Yeah.
But if he, boy, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
well,
I get nervous.
I think that's also the theme of this year for the NFC, right? Because Carson Wentz is out, so you have Nick Foles as the quarterback. You got Jared Goff, who is ridiculously untested. You have Case Keenum. Matt Ryan, if they sneak in, you have Drew Brees, and then potentially, maybe Russell Wilson or maybe Cam Newton. So
bizarre.
Bizarre
year.
It's a weird year, and you have the quarterbacks that are tested like a Brees, like a Wilson, like a Matt Ryan, but those aren't the top guys right now. Those aren't the top teams. And so that being said, you might have a Super Bowl or an NFC Championship game with guys who you don't see in the playoffs very often. And I mean, that's kind of exciting, but at the same time, like for your fan base, like that's gotta be nerve wracking that this guy is not tested in any way, shape or form.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's seriously, it's going to be a ride. I can't wait to go on the ride. I really can't. I'm so excited to go on the ride. It's going to be a ride, though, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, so to kind of look ahead, right? We already talked about what the rest of the regular season has entailed. You guys should win your last 2 games. That shouldn't be an issue. And so that being said, do you see yourselves locking up home field advantage? Do you see yourself, going up against into the NFC Championship game? Do you think it's very probable that you guys are going to the Super Bowl? Where's your fan base at, and where are you at with that?
Fan base is mostly crazy. They're going crazy. They see Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I think this is the most confident I've been in almost a decade.
All right.
I'm still apprehensive because of what I just mentioned about Casey. I'm a little apprehensive about that.
Yeah.
I'm a little apprehensive that our kicker has been making a habit of missing short kicks lately. That makes me more than a little nervous. Because it's going to be a thin margin game. That's what we play. That's how we play. So, every point is going to matter. Seems like cliche, but I think you understand what I mean.
I get you.
Every single point, not just like, oh, how many touchdowns? I mean, like every point is going to come down to like fighting and clawing with this Vikings team. This defense fights you, and then we play control ball. That's how we try to play on the other side of the ball. So with the occasional explosive play mixed in.
Yeah.
So I don't. We have to play perfectly. And I think this team can do it. I've seen them do it. I just wonder, can we do it 3 straight games, against tough competition? Like, I don't know. I hope so. I think so. I think we can. I'm optimistic, man. I'm definitely optimistic.
And so, like, looking in the playoffs, like, if you had to pick one opponent from the NFC, like, who would you be the most afraid to face? Because, I mean, the Eagles at this point, meh. I would think, honestly, if it's me, it's the Saints with their high-powered offense because they've looked great. And then it's always...
We beat the Saints.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
And then potentially the Seahawks because, they're always weird. Like, they suck and they get blown out by the Rams, and then, they go on a run.
Without giving you, like, a team-by-team list, I'll just tell you the one team that I'm a little nervous to face. Is because we've beat 3 of them that are going to be in the playoffs already, and not to say that it's easy to beat a team twice because it's not, but we know what they've got at least. The only team that I'm like, the Panthers game was really tough.
Yeah, and
a lot of that had to do with us hurting ourselves, which comes down to again like. Are we going to hurt ourselves here in the playoffs? But that's the only team that I'm like, Cam looks really good right now.
Yeah.
Funchess has finally awoken as a player. That defense is still playing really strong. They've been there before. Like, they are not going to have a deer in the headlight moment at all. So, we might.
Yeah.
Not a single one of our players, aside from Brian Robinson, has been in a championship game of any kind. So that there's going to be those moments. The Panthers won't have those moments. Like that's a team that I'm a little like, I don't want to face the Panthers. I would like to not have to deal with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys, if you guys make it to the Super Bowl, you're most likely going to be playing either the Patriots, the Steelers. I can't really think of another team that maybe is probably going to make the Super Bowl from the AFC. Maybe the Chiefs if they decide to ever do something, but they're inconsistent.
Boy,
I mean,
so inconsistent.
So that being said, I mean, are you confident with? And I would think that'd be a good game. I don't want to see it because I don't want you guys to win a Super Bowl, but. Like against a Patriots team or against, a Steelers team, do you think that you'd be able to hold up against them? Do you think your defense matches up well with them? Because, I mean, I don't think that either of those teams are incredible. Like, they're not the old Patriots. They're not the old Steelers. I mean, Brett Huntley almost beat the Steelers. Yeah.
The Steelers beat us pretty handily. I think we're a different team than we were then.
Yeah.
We're literally a different team. We had a different quarterback. I believe that was the Sam game. No, Sam was out for that. That was Casey game. But he wasn't Casey yet. He was still getting warm. So I'm a little nervous about the Steelers. Again, one of those teams that's been there. But, I mean, come on. The monster is New England. It's always New England.
It always is.
It's always New England. They're the monster. They're the guy you don't want to face. You don't want to face Tom Brady. I don't care how old he is. Like, I don't want to face the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But that may end up being what could happen. So you got to be ready for it.
That would just be.
Man, what a dream for me. I've always hated the Patriots. To be able to not even have to deal with you, and then to face one of my all-time least favorite teams outside of the Packers in the Super Bowl. Woo! Man, what an exciting thought, huh, Tom Grassi?
Good God.
Boy.
This is going to be a rough...
that is an exciting picture to imagine, isn't it, Tom Grassi?
It's funny. Right before this podcast, I recorded another one and I posted it, and I left off with saying, who in God's name am I going to root for? Besides anybody but the Vikings. and I think it's going to come to that, maybe the Jaguars. I'm going to be like, you know what, guys? You go, Blake Bortles. You go.
Look, you're just going to slip into what is known for you, which is a superior player holding a team together year after year, despite the fact that the organization around him is disloyal, disingenuous, monstrous place. You're gonna root for the one true, the guy who's probably truly in your heart anyway. Tom Brady. You're going to.
Oh, if he plays the Vikings, you're goddamn right. I'm rooting for Tom Brady.
You're gonna cuck Aaron Rodgers. Is what's gonna happen.
I would never do that to that man.
You're gonna turn Aaron Rodgers into a cuckold, and you're not even gonna think twice about it. That's how weak Packer fans are. That's how weak you are.
My 12. I'm just gonna tape over the Rodgers and put Brady on.
You are. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Oh my God!
Listen. If it comes down, then yes, I will do that.
Are we wrapping up here? Because I want to get out one more thing before we wrap up.
No, yeah, get it out. Get it all out. Because the only time I'm talking to you at the end of the season is either when you crash and burn in the divisional round, or if you guys if you guys. Let's put it this way: if you guys go to the Super Bowl, I'll have you back on. Just because I'm a misogynist, I'm a glutton for punishment, right? It'll just be terrible. And we'll see what happens. And then if you guys win, we'll have you on. Just because you know what? Because you do you. But that being said, if you guys lose,
I'm gonna sing the Vikings score song.
You know what?
I just hope you realize that. If you have me back on because we won a Super Bowl, I'm leading with that song.
I will never hear the end of it. I will never hear the end of it.
That's what's going to happen. So you just need to know, if you invite me back here after a Super Bowl win, I won't even say hello to you, Tom.
I'm going to cancel the show.
I'm just going to start singing Skol Vikings like the instant the recorder starts.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be like, all right, Greg, we're live. And then, like, you're going to sing the whole song and be like, all right, I'm going to hit record now.
I'm going to kill your podcast, Tom Grassi.
Yeah, you know what? You're going to just absorb it. But listen, you know what? I'm going to let you guys in, because there's been a Vikings fan and you know what? You're probably going to see this Vikings fan, like 28 or whatever the hell your YouTube name is, that's been trolling the ever-living shit out of me on YouTube. And you know what? I'm going to let you enjoy this. I'm going to let you have it, and I'm going to see where it goes. Because
so that's not even the point I wanted to bring up.
What do you got? All
right, and I'll be brief. I promise.
No good. It's all good. It's all good.
So I think the elephant in the room for the Packers, and you guys, I mean, I know we spent a lot of time talking Vikings. We could talk just as long about Packers at this point. I mean, you are at a crossroads as an organization.
Oh yes.
As a team, that's obvious to everyone, right? There's a lot of changes coming your way. It's going to be a rebuilding time, I would imagine, in a variety of ways, which, by the way, I believe I mentioned the last time I was on your podcast. But anyway,
Nostradamus!
The thing I wanted to ask you is, and I'm sure you're aware, but is the general Packer populace aware about Aaron Rodgers' opt-out potential?
That's a great question. There's a couple of things. I mean, when it comes to the Packers, while I think everybody's incredibly disappointed with this season, I think I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody's on the consensus: if Dom Capers gets fired, then we'll take that as a winning season. Just because, and I know that sounds like terrible, and it's just like, all right, you're grasping at straws, but. Like,
I've had coaches like that.
I did an entire 20-minute episode about why we should fire Dom Capers, and I doubt you saw it, but from Sunday's game, there was a point where Cam Newton's on the goal line. He looks he looks at the defense and says, "Oh, you've been watching tape? Haha, watch this," and then throws a touchdown. That's the Packers defense right now.
Oh man, so great. So
it's definitely a reloading in that I think.
You can't even use the word, can you?
I can't. I can't use the word rebuilding. I will never use the word rebuilding.
Feel good.
I will never use that word. So it's a reloading in that Aaron Rodgers, as you have pointed out, and again, it was a hot take with you. Like before it was mainstream, he carries this team.
Yeah.
He's been carrying this team probably since 2011, because 2010 we had a really good defense, but 2011 when we go 15-1. It's only because Rodgers is putting up over 30 points a game. And so, that being said, if they don't get him help, which I think everybody in this organization is screaming for, I don't think he would opt out. I don't think he's going to take his business elsewhere. He said multiple times that he wants to finish out his career as a Packer.
He can make $200 million.
I know. Trust me, I know. But
he can make $200 million.
I'm fully, and so I'm gonna say no. However, if for some reason this guy leaves this team, I will never forgive the Green Bay Packers. I will never forgive them.
I love it.
I will be a Packers fan for life, but I will never forgive when you assholes are like, "Hey, Aaron."
Wait, you know what's so great about that is I can fast forward my mind and I can foresee a scenario where he, at minimum, takes a call from the Cardinals and just takes a little trip.
Oh God!
At minimum, just to see what they have going on down there.
What the weather's like.
Because they got some pretty good players on that Arizona Cardinals team, and then someone says, "Hey, Aaron, you can make $25 million more if you just come play here in Arizona where it's warm.
We're indoors.
Where you got a better team. You have a better defense. You have a collection of youthful talent at wide receiver. You got one of the best running backs in the game. You have an offensive line that can block for you. You don't think, Tom Grassi, that's not an attractive offer, at least just for a second to Aaron Rodgers?
Listen, no. There's nothing else I can say to that because if I entertain that for even the slightest bit of a second, I will go into a spiraling depression, and I'm gonna go up to the bathtub right now, and I have a Gillette razor, so I can't do it. I can't even let myself fathom that. So no, Dom Capers is gonna get fired. And we're gonna reload.
That'll fix everything.
And yes, and then everything's gonna be okay. We'll go back to winning the North next year, and we'll be fine. Everything is gonna be all right. The puppy will be magical again. It'll be great. It'll be great. Because if it's not,
I just hope for your sake that you don't have to play a clip of this conversation again the next time that I'm graced with the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Dude, if he leaves this team, you are never coming back on this show. I guarantee it. You will never. Because there won't be a show. It's literally just going to be me staring at the camera and openly sobbing every week.
Oh, my God. I love it. Oh, man, I can't wait for the offseason. Holy shit. I got to get through these playoffs first, see if we win a Super Bowl or whatever. Get through that, and then that's the second Super Bowl is Aaron Rodgers leaving the Green Bay Packers.
Can you just imagine? Oh, my God. The Vikings win a Super Bowl in their own stadium, and then Rodgers just leaves the Packers. I would die.
I'm like full of joy right now. You have no idea how happy I feel right now.
Good
I'm
God!
Just, like,
you know what?
On cloud 9, dude.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, see a doctor, buddy.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No.
You guys aren't going to win a Super Bowl because Jared Goff or some asshole is going to come in and do. God, you know what? I can't. You know what?
Keep dreaming, man.
I should have wrapped it up. I really, really should have just wrapped up the episode. But Greg,
you let me in.
Yeah, I really did. I let the devil into my house. I'm gonna go perform an exorcism now. But all right, let's. Good God, I'm wrapping this up because I'm gonna go wrap my face in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
So, Greg, where can people find you to make your Nostradamus predictions, and you can set up your palm reading business?
So I'm not doing the football show anymore at the moment, but you can always follow me on Twitter at Gregory Daniels. I'm always getting into something at some point or another. So
2 G's.
If you for some reason Packer fans want to follow me, they're more than welcome to do that.
I swear to God, you might get death threats. Like you
I welcome it. That would be the most popular my Twitter's ever been. Please send me death threats.
Yeah, listen, it's an honor, really. When I get those, it's a great thing. Like once you get like the F off and die ones, they're great.
Yeah,
Send
them my way.
But thank you. You know what? No, I guess it's been a talk.
It sure has.
I didn't even think about this. I never thought about Aaron Rodgers leaving, and now that idea, it's like fucking it's Inception. Like you've planted the seed, and now I want to throw myself in front of a train.
Oh man, he's gonna LeBron James your ass. I can't wait.
He's gonna go to Cleveland.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Well.
It's been fun, Tom.
It's been something.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Never again. I'll talk to you later, bud. Good. You know what? No, not good luck on the rest of the season. I want you to get your hopes up and have them come crashing down on you.
Okay, we'll see.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. It's always been great. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Later, bud.
Bye, Tom.
I didn't even think about that. He wouldn't do that, right? Rodgers would never leave. He would never leave. He would never. Because he's like married to the organization. And yeah, you might be like tempted. You might look. He's not going to leave. Shit. This is going to be a long off season. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on Twitter. Check out Packcast, Packast, which is this podcast. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, and of course YouTube. We do twice a week episodes. Each Thursday we release the episode with the fan from the opposing team. We also do predictions episodes every week as well. Well, this has been a talk. It's always great having Gregory Daniels on here. It really is. But good God, he has made me feel so insecure now about my team. But we'll see what happens. We just got to hope that the Vikings collapse. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grassi. And as always, go Pack Go.